The CEO of Macy's says the Cincinnati-based retailer is as relevant as ever in the fast-changing world of retail. On the Business Courier's front page centerpiece this week, Gennette confidently says of Macy's, "We can carve our way." Gennette was in Cincinnati for the first time as Macy's CEO late last month. He sat down with the Business Courier's Andy Brownfield for his first interview with a local media outlet as CEO. He had a lot on his mind as he takes over Macy's at a pivotal moment in the company's history. The retail giant is a bellwether of the entire industry and is facing a lot of threats from our online retailers like Amazon, off-price retailers such as TJ Maxx, and the realization that malls where
But retail's always had competition, you know, and I think the way we look at it is we're looking in the mirror and we look at what's Macy's role. You know, why would somebody pick a Macy's versus another form of retail, be it online or offline? And we think that we have this great combination of technology and the human touch and this opportunity to pull that together in a seamless way and have an amazing app and having an amazing website and having amazing stores with an amazing brand. That's our reason for being, and that's what we focus on. So I'm not troubled by all the secular changes because I think that Macy's can carve our way very successfully and get market share again.
Andy Brownfield did that interview with Gennette, and he joins Business Courier reporter Rob Dahlmeyer in the studio. It's Business Courier news editor Rob Dahlmeyer in the studio with more on what he had to say and why it matters for our local economy. Andy and Rob.
I used to be a reporter, so that's actually a compliment. Thank you. Andy, thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about where Jeff Gennette came from before he became CEO.
Well, he spent most of his entire career, 3 decades, at Macy's, a lot of that on the West Coast in various leadership roles, and he recently, in 2014, became president of the company before early this year taking over as CEO from Terry Lundgren, who's now the executive chairman.
And so what can we expect from him as a CEO? Any ideas yet as to maybe how he's different than Lundgren?
Well, he is an insider. He's spent a lot of time at Macy's, so he's very familiar with the company and the problems it faces, and I think we can expect a lot more of the same in terms of staying on track with its current strategy.
So let's talk about the strategy, which is kind of the whole reason you wanted to write this story, that we wanted you to write this story, was that they're facing, as Peg mentioned, they're facing a lot of problems from Amazon in one direction, TJ Maxx in another direction, mall traffic is way down. What does Macy's plan to do when he says carve their path? What does he mean by that?
Well, Macy's is actually working on a lot of things right now, and we're starting to see some of them come to fruition. They are trying to monetize their real estate in terms of leasing or selling their flagship stores in 4 cities. They are closing down a lot of underperforming stores or stores where it just doesn't make sense to keep them open. But they're also working on initiatives like Macy's Backstage, which is an off-price alternative, a lot of it within existing Macy's, which aims to draw people who might otherwise go to TJ Maxx into a Macy's instead.
Okay. Well, so last question for you, and you talked about this when he was here. Macy's has thousands of employees here. What does that situation look like? Have they reduced their staffing as they've been closing stores?
They have. Macy's has been working on becoming a leaner, more efficient organization. They had about 4,150 employees last year, and that is currently at 3,800. That's mostly due to restructuring of management, and they've been offering voluntary early retirement to management level people throughout the country, not just in Cincinnati.
Well, we're going to have a lot more on Macy's. Obviously, they're one of these companies that they're in the news a lot because there's a lot of competition, and it's such a huge company that we'll definitely keep our eyes on it. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And back.